Got them all ready?
Yep.
All right, y'all. Saturday morning. Trying to get this job done. Hoping we'll be out of here by 11 to 12. It's really as fast as a dumpster man can bring them is what's kind of, nothing else really holding us up. So over there, we got to cut those trees right there. Waiting on him to get that little corner cleaned up where we dropped that other tree. And yeah, and we'll get them down and cut up. Dumpster guy should be here any minute with another dumpster. Pretty sure that's number 5.
4 or 5, I think it's 5.
We got the saws ready, all warmed up. Let's see what we got here. This is steel I've had for a while, MS250, 18-inch bar. Just had to get a new carburetor put on it. 45cc saw. Cody's had this Echo for about the same amount of time. It's a 3510. This is a 34.5. Yeah, 34.4 cc, 16-inch bar saw. And then I hear the dumpster man. And then this is a Red Max GZ7100. I bought this saw. This was Southern Lawn Care year 2, end of year 2 maybe. I think end of year 2. This is a 71 cc saw, 20-inch bar. Good saw, heavy, but if you run a saw long enough to know you got some jobs where that 16-inch bar is all you need, maybe a little bit more with that 18, and then we're probably not going to ever do a job where we need anything bigger than that saw right there, not for us. So that's the saw lineup. Morning. All right, so once you throw it over the fence, here's, oh, okay, here's the dilemma. So we got one tree left. You can see it's leaning pretty hard. But we couldn't cut them together because the cedar was all wrapped up in it, you know. We had to do one at a time, kind of. Got to the last one. We had to get a bigger piece of rope, or a bigger rope. So now we can't take a chance on this going back that way. So we got everything we need now. Now it's just a matter of getting the cedar cleaned up out of the way, getting this ball so we can pull the rope up, getting a good hold of it. And then once this thing hits the ground, we're almost done. So still got to go around, drag a little bit and slick this up. The majority of this is going to be just parking lot. So gravel. Got to get somebody to get the stumps. And then we got to get the measurement and figure out how much gravel he wants, and seed for the rest and all. So, but yeah, all that transpired yesterday. We didn't know we were going to be taking care of all that. So we got to get him a quote for that gravel and all that other stuff. So here and I look. Look, this has got full bark on the back. This isn't even bare.
Oh, crap. Oh,
Yeah.
that's my fault. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, it's down.
It's down. Trees on the ground, we got it all cut up. Now it's just a matter of getting all this cleaned up. Got one dumpster left sitting over there, and this is about to be a wrap. Tell them about it, Cody.
We're done with the tree job. That's all I got.
That's all you got.
That's all I got.
Pulling out, we got 1 yard left to cut. That guy's getting it, boy.
Yeah.
Got 1 yard left to cut today off the list from this weekend, and it's on the way home. So we got the lawn care trailer with us, and we're gonna go get this cut. So probably didn't get a lot of the good filming. I should have did a better job of that, but there's so much going on at one time and just get worried about other things. Like I said, the job started off on the wrong foot before we ever even opened the gate. Not being able to use that back access I thought we had, turns out we didn't. That was a fiasco with the neighbor, and then we were able to get the truck in from the front, and yeah, it's really tough when you kind of step out of your boundaries to do a big job like that. It's a lot of money and stuff like that, but there's just, you know, when you're used to doing something, you're used to what can go wrong. And then when you step over here and you're used to, you know, you're not used to this, there's so many other things that you're not used to going wrong that can go wrong. And you kind of got to live in the moment to figure out how to overcome those things. And that's what kind of makes big jobs, stuff that's kind of out of your scope of work, difficult and sometimes hard to really make good profit on it, because you're not really set up and used to dealing with those things. But I'll do some math on some numbers later. I think it's going to turn out pretty good. With cutting those extra trees in that corner, that wasn't originally a part of the work. So I think we ended up adding, the total job ended up being $7,500. And now he's pretty much turned it over for us to go ahead and get somebody scheduled in there to come in there and, you know, get the stumps grinded and all that, and gravel. And it sounds like to me he just kind of wants to work through us and then us kind of set it up and everything. So that's I think what we're going to try to do. So but yeah, overall, I mean, I'm glad we got the job. Everything went right for the most part. We didn't really have to buy anything that we already didn't have. We bought a throw ball for that last one tree because it was leaning hard. So we did have to go get that. Lost some time right there. But I mean, you know, it was like, I don't know, it was less than $100. We had everything else besides that. So we had to spend, say, $100 by the time we got fuel, you know, to get there, get back, and purchase the throw ball and the line and everything. I mean, but other than that, everything went pretty good. So I'm just glad it's over. The only worry we got right now is the last dumpster we loaded up had a lot of dirt in it. He was trying to go through and, you know, clean up the small stuff, and it was trapping a lot of dirt, and he wasn't able to get a lot of it shook out. But as long as he can pick that trailer or that dumpster up on his truck, and get it out of there, we're golden. And that's what we're hoping. He's gonna come get it Monday. So hoping that goes smooth. And then, like I said, we'll be on to the next thing, stump grinding and then gravel. And then we need to figure out, we need to get somebody on the horn with the gravel real quick before the rain and everything comes in. And then also, if it ever rains again. And then also, what was I about to say? Oh, so we can figure out how much, you know, we need to go ahead and seed and get some hay on it. Obviously, we're gonna try to time that up with the rain, so. All right, we're done. We skipped the last yard. We talked to her. We're just gonna wait 2 weeks and go back. It's just not, you know, that way we can just get a little bit more leaves and stuff like that. So doing the numbers on the job, we'd come out with about 30%, you know, profit. So time we pay the dumpsters and pay the guy, you know, Stacy run the skid steer and everything and bring it and run it, you know, I mean, that's really good. I mean, I've heard people in business, in big business, like really big business, talk about sales and stuff, and, you know, 20-30% is good, you know, profit margin on it. So I think that's, I was telling Cody, I think that would have been a pretty aggressive quote. If you'd have had 3 other companies come in there, I think you want to be somewhere in that profit margin. Obviously, we could have made money, you know, 15% would have been better than nothing. And so that's going to really, I don't know if it'll completely fill, but I think it might fill up like June's loss for, I think it was June is when we had that first drought. That's going to fill up, hopefully, that gap. So, I don't know if that makes sense, if you're following me. You know, on the money we lost in June for the drought, the money we made today, I'm just kind of in my head, I'm thinking, all right, well, that takes care of that loss. And then, you know, if we hit a couple more big licks, basically we would be back at where we would be if we didn't have the drought, making it up with some of these other jobs. But I don't know, that's just the way I think about it. So not a bad deal. Just got to get on the phone this week, and like I say, hopefully that dumpster comes out of there fine, and then we can you know, get that guy paid for. I need to call Stacy back and ask him how he's gonna, maybe we'll just call that company Monday, something, remind me, because they haven't sent us an invoice or anything. Probably waiting until they get the last dumpster dropped off so they can figure out how much it's gonna be. So all right, that's a wrap. I'm ready to go home.